Now we're going to calculate the mechanical advantage of a screw. A screw is the most tricky, simple machine to calculate the mechanical advantage of, but I know we can do it. So we're going to first start off a little differently. We're going to start calculating the actual mechanical advantage. So we're going to look for the force of the resistance. So what we're going to do is we're going to believe that we're using a wrench to turn this bolt clockwise. So if I'm turning the wrench clockwise, then my effort force is going to be going in a clockwise direction of 35 pounds. So this is a force that is my effort. So my FE, recording it over here, is 35 pounds. Now, the bolt looks as though it's going down into an object, and the force that it's going down with is resisting with a force of 1,200 pounds. So my force of resistance is 1,200 pounds. I'm going to take this information and plug it into my equation I use to calculate AMA. So I've got my force of my resistance, 1,200 pounds, divided by my force of my effort is 35 pounds, and I'm going to divide. So the actual mechanical advantage is 1,200 divided by 35 equals 34.29. That's a really large mechanical advantage, but it is okay. Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky when we need to calculate our ideal mechanical advantage. So to get our distance of effort, we need to calculate the circumference that we're turning with the tool to turn our bolt. So I see here that my circumference is going to be 2 times pi times r. So I know I'm going to use 2 times pi times r. My r is 8 inches. So I'm going to record my 8 here. And I'm going to plug this into my calculator. So I'm going to do 2 times pi times 8 equals 50.27. So 50.27 is the circumference, or my DE. So I'm going to record that on the top so that I have it. 50.27 inches. Okay, now we're going to calculate our DR, our distance resistance. So this is going to be the pitch in between the threads of the screw. And it's super important to understand, up here we've got the name of the screw. And the second piece, that means for every 1 inch the screw is long, there are 20 tiny little threads in that 1 inch. So for every 1 inch, we have 20 threads. So this is the pitch, 1 over 20. So I'm going to record that down here, 1 over 20. Now, because I don't like fractions over top of fractions, I'm going to put this into my calculator, 1 divided by 20, to get a number value of 0.05. And that is going to be my DR. So I'm recording this up here, 0.05 inches. Now that I know this information, I can just solve this to find my IMA. So I'm going to plug it into my calculator. 50.27 divided by 0.05 equals, and I get my IMA of 1005.4. A very, very large ideal mechanical advantage. 10054. Again, this large number is okay. Last but not least, I'm going to calculate for my percent efficiency. So I'm going to do that by dividing my AMA and my IMA. So I'm bringing these values down. My AMA is 34.29 and my IMA is 1005.4. And I'm going to multiply that by 100. So I'm putting this into my calculator. 34.29 divided by 1005.4 equals times 100 equals. And I get a mechanical advantage of 3.41%.